Marak, Muk Muk, Marakin, Wayombo, Mara, Nachicha, 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 Marak, Muk Muk, Marakin, Wayombo, Mara, Marak, Marakin, Wayombo, Mara, Marak, Morak, Wayombo, Mara, Marak, Muk Muk, Marak, Wayombo, Mara, Marak, Morakin, Wayombo, Mara, Marak, Morakin, Wayombo, Mara. Moñada de combate, bopojane, bopojane. 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 Hey, 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 Moñada de combate, bopojane, bopojane. 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 I'd like to welcome Auntie May up to do our official welcome to country for today's ceremony.
Hello? Yalanga, Yalanga. Welcome to the grandparents, parents, children, students, and everyone up here. And I would like to also acknowledge the four-legged friends. And I would like to just say that even though it gets a little bit threatening to come up here, it's also an honour. Because I get to stand up for my people. At one stage, I was locked away because of who I am. But today, I can stand here and say I'm no longer enclosed or bound up. I do have a voice. And I will continue to use it to make a difference to the next generation. And when I speak, I don't just speak for Indigenous. I speak for all students. That if I can stand here in front of you all and open my mouth, and sometimes I sound dukken, silly, or sometimes I might make sense. But I want you to know that you can achieve whatever you set your mind to. But it's most of all, it's what you set your heart to do. Because one thing I do know is that fear comes from here. Dreams come from here. But it's only you that can make it happen. Don't be afraid of your destiny. I was going to do this first and go, welcome. The doors are up to you which you open. And I, for one, know that you can do it. Doesn't matter how long it looks or seems. Once you reach it, your hands will be in the air and your heart will be bubbling. Go for it. And I just want to say I'm proud of you all for achieving getting this far. This is just one step into the future for you, and you can do it. It's just a matter of turning the page, putting the best foot you have, your right foot if you're right-handed, left foot if you're the other way. Go forward. Sometimes you may hear from others, nah, don't worry. Nah, it's too far out of reach. But I, for one, know that doesn't matter how far away something looks, all you've got to do is just keep reaching for it, and it happens. Do you know, sometimes when you plant a seed and it starts to grow, you got to put some of that other stuff on it that starts with an S or starts with other stuff. But you know what? That's what makes it a better plant, makes it healthier. So look at the negatives and see. Nah, if everyone sees that, well, you watch. Keep looking. You'll see me bloom. And then when they do, they'll go, oh, I didn't know that was even there. You can do it. And for anybody else out there that suffers with anxiety, panic attacks, I made a decision one day standing in the car park of Shalaba Hospital at 11:30 at night, talking to my sister. I said to her, I'm here. I don't know if I'm having a heart attack or what, because my chest was tight. She said, well, you better hurry up and get in there. I said, oh, okay, then see you later. I'll talk to you whenever. Hung up. And I said, you know what? I can keep running in and out to see the doctor about it. Or I can make a decision. And I went, oh, put my foot down. And I said, I'm not going to allow this to control me anymore. Last time I stood up here, my hands were shaking. And I said, if you could see me now from up there, you'd be ringing an ambulance. That's how bad I was shaken. But I want you to know that nothing is impossible when you do it from here. Doesn't matter who you are or what nationality you are, you can do it. Anyway, I think that's it. Congratulations to all the grads. And remember, put your best foot forward, you got it.
Thank you, Auntie May, for that touching and insightful welcome to country. Good morning, everyone. My name is Senior Professor Eileen McLaughlin. I am the Interim Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Vice President, Research and Sustainable Futures here at the University of Wollongong. I'm thrilled to be your Master of Ceremonies for today's ceremony. I would like to acknowledge our Indigenous Strategy Unit and our local Aboriginal community. Their leadership has brought to life a vision for an inclusive, reconciled and united Australia through this graduation ceremony, where we recognise that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people are the knowledge holders of country. As part of today's celebration, we bring focus to the themes of the artwork, Cultural Healing, by artists Auntie Lorraine Brown and Auntie Narelle Thomas from the Kumadichi United Aboriginal Corporation. You will see the artwork all around you on our graduation booklets as part of the stage design and in various other contexts. We hope to continue learning from and building a deeper understanding of this cultural wisdom. Thank you for joining us here today on this special occasion. Before we begin proceedings, I just ask that you turn your mobile phones to silent. The university is extremely proud of our graduates, and we are immensely excited to celebrate your achievements today. We also congratulate family and friends who have supported our graduates on their journey. Graduation Day is always a happy and poignant time, not only for graduates, but also for the university. Seeing our students ready to set out into the world, celebrating their successes, their hard work and their accomplishments is a moment of immense pride for the entire academic community. As a cohort, you have experienced a truly unique education during an unprecedented time in history. The world has seen rapid technological shifts, with AI transforming how we learn, communicate and work, alongside the ongoing political changes and economic challenges. Like many industries, universities have had to innovate quickly, particularly in teaching and learning. Today, I'd like to acknowledge your resilience, dedication and commitment to your goals and to your ambitious aspirations to make our community and world a better place. Please join with me in congratulating our graduates. Now, if you're able, please stand for an instrumental version of the Australian National Anthem. Please be seated. I would now like to introduce the Deputy Chancellor, one of the university's highest officials, to give the congratulatory address.
Good morning. Graduates, families and friends, supporters, welcome to our graduation ceremony. My name is Nevis Murray, Deputy Chancellor of the University of Wollongong. I'm honoured to be with you today as presiding officer of this ceremony. It is truly one of the highlights of my role as Deputy Chancellor to share this celebration with you. I begin by paying my respects to the traditional custodians on the lands on which we gather, the peoples of the Five Islands dreaming, to their elders past, present and emerging. I also extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people present here today. As I look out over this marvellous sea of gowns, including one of my own daughters, I congratulate each and every one of you, our graduating students, You are the very reason we do what we do. Graduation is a time, a very special time for us all, your teaching staff, the professional staff, your family, supporters, but especially you, our graduates. Many of you are the first in your family to graduate from university. Many have had to move away from home to study. Others overcame personal challenges to finish their degrees. Whatever road you took to get here, today marks a tremendous achievement. This ceremony is a culmination of years of hard work, personal sacrifice and commitment. I hope that you feel a deep sense of pride and that you'll take this moment to reflect on your achievements and how far you've come. As you finish your degree, a time for celebration is important, and I hope that you soak up every minute of it. But today is not a conclusion. It's the beginning, with endless possibilities ahead. I hope that each of you captures these feelings of hope and anticipation for the future, and that you take them with you as you leave this university. Graduation is also an important opportunity to thank those who have made your achievements possible: your family, your friends, your mentors, your supporters, and your teachers. This is a special moment for them too, and I'm sure that they are extremely proud of how far you've come. Today, we acknowledge the important role they've played and invite them to share in your success. I know that some of those people are here with you today. So treasure today. As you travel through life, you will remember it fondly. As we celebrate your individual triumphs, let's also reflect on the collective strides we have made as an institution in fostering equity and access in higher education. The recent Australian Universities Accord focuses on breaking down barriers and ensuring that education remains a beacon of hope for all. At the University of Wollongong, we are proud to champion initiatives that expand access for underrepresented groups. Our data shows that each year we have more students proudly identifying as Indigenous, not only beginning their studies, but graduating, and this is an achievement that we can all be proud of. We are looking forward with great excitement to our impending 50th anniversary next year. It will be an occasion when we will reflect on the global influence that UOW has developed. A bastion of excellence with an international footprint that spans continents and cultures. Between our 9 campuses in Wollongong, Sydney, the Bega Valley, Shoalhaven and the Southern Highlands, plus our growing presence abroad in Dubai, Hong Kong, China, Malaysia, Singapore, and also in India's Gift City, we have a global community of 32,000 students and over 190,000 alumni from almost 200 countries. Our success as an institution is measured by our wonderful graduates, our people, and especially our valued partnerships, locally, regionally, and internationally. Together, we are working to solve the big questions facing society as we strive for a better quality of life for future generations. Graduates, today you join this vast family of UOW graduates. I hope that you cherish this network and that it will bring you lifelong value and enjoyment. As much as possible, I encourage you to maintain a connection with the university and your fellow graduates. The relationships that you have formed during your time here will be invaluable in years to come. The completion of your studies at UOW places you among the most employable graduates in Australia and indeed the world. The success of our graduates is one of the many reasons our university enjoys such a strong reputation and is ranked in the top 1% of universities globally. I hope that you will forever feel proud to be part of this, your university. with its outstanding reputation that spans the globe. The transformation you make today from student to graduate is a significant opportunity to reset your priorities, take stock and focus on your future, whilst also leveraging all that you have learned, both academically and about life during your time at UOW. As you embark on the next chapter of your journey, may you carry forth the lessons learned, the friendships forged, and the dreams ignited during your time at UOW. You are more than graduates. You are future leaders, innovators, and change makers. Poised to leave your mark on the world, it has been our great pleasure and privilege to have witnessed and played an integral role in your growth. The world awaits you, and I have every confidence that you will rise to meet the challenge with courage, compassion, and curiosity. I also encourage you to set your sights high and work towards something you believe in, because when you find your purpose, you will find your place. Again, my best wishes and congratulations to each of you. May you have a very happy and memorable day. Thank you for making us proud.
Thank you, Deputy Chancellor. It is now my great pleasure to commence the presentation of the graduates. I now introduce the Interim Executive Dean, Professor Grace McCarthy, to present the graduates to the Deputy Chancellor for the Faculty of Business and Law.
Thank you, Senior Professor McLaughlin. It is my great pleasure to be here celebrating with our graduates today. We are very proud of what you've all achieved, and I would like to convey my personal congratulations to all of you. Will the graduates who are to be presented with undergraduate and postgraduate awards from the Faculty of Business and Law please stand if you are able. Deputy Chancellor, I present to you the graduates to receive awards from the Faculty of Business and Law.
In the name of the Council and by my authority as Deputy Chancellor, I confirm your admission to the awards for which you have qualified.
Graduates, please be seated. I'd like to encourage the supporters to stand and clap as your graduate is called.
Sophia Maria Adamatis. Mohammed Al-Khairullah. Adhija Uthendra Al-Hakon. Shenal Hiranya Ambawate. Owen Birkenhead. Ethan Brunskill. Mitchell Thomas Bullion. Cindy Chiandari. Daniel John Cusack. William Dawson. Laurentius Reina Hendoyo. Lei Tao Lin Huang. Zhe Fan Jin. Trevor Jordan Zilang Kao. Emily Louise Keft. Jia Han Lei. Kat Tung Lei. Marcus Shung Seng Lee. Muhan Lin. Shiza Maryam. Alexander Matseo. Emerson May Mikalev. Matthew Daniel Ellis Morrissey. Mamoru Nakamura. Huang Huoc Hui Nguyen. Vo Tuyet Jin Nguyen. Joshua Ian Pepper. Sabina Ramadanoska. Kathy Mary Robinson. T. Tan Tao Jun. Daniel Hilton Barton. Farah Yasmin Binti Shaharel. Zoe Alexandra Beauregard. Mia Ann Collimbay. New Quinn Huang. Lara Jennifer McCagnon. Adhaya Kakatuchalil Baiju. Pranav Pramod. GMI Amadullah. Mark Al-Khayal. Ryan Dean Beckett. Jacob Briggs. Caitlin Frances Doherty. Mackenzie Glasby. Calvin Gabriel Gorsuch. Emilio Goirizolo Butrizza. Portia Liana Hill. Tanishq Jain. Anna Yurievna Jones. Tahsin Khan. Nicole Curis. Nicholas Lee. Jun Lin. Talia Jane Lindsay. Nathan Lingam. Natalia Luzaich. Nicolina Malbasa. Kobe Louise Markham. Mohamed Salman Mubarak. Buk Sen Nguyen. Richard Otfried Nolan. Nyla Rolls. Nadun Maduranga Pereira Rupasinga Arachige. Olivia Louise Shepherd. Alexander Stanoicic. James Blaze Tanoski. Noah Thomas Taylor. Melanie Georgia Traherne. Marie Claude Vaux. Emily Neal Wescombe. Charles Windle. Shulei Xiao. Nathaniel James Yarrow. Max Bradford Ashton. Lachlan Bellhouse. Brianna Belsito. Ruby Charlotte Cohen Clark. Sophie Fatruni. Rachel Grant. Claudia Jade Halley. Marley Hewitt. Mitchell Isa. Harrison Lack. Amina Matar. Georgia Louise Matheson. Lachlan McRae. Holly Vanessa Moore. Harrison Riley Moy. Sophie May Muddett. Jared Lachlan Murphy. Ngop Tan Hien Nguyen. Ashley Elizabeth O'Callaghan. Kanan Okamura. Sean Thomas Rafferty. Michael James Robinson. Alexander James Thompson. Flynn Thomas Bailey. Andrew Goshnick. Jonathan Keys. Caitlin Liu. Ebony Grace McGrath. Tennille Elise Morgan. Logan Brianna Rumney. Hayley Waters. Lachlan Thomas Planton Mackenzie. Alexander Sadi. Alistair James Aiken. Camille Amy Bosca. Elena Georgia Delaveris. Tony Haddad. Sarah Ahmad Haucha. Hannah Potts. Elizabeth Vidakovic. Isabel Claire Pama Thompson. Michaela Rose Madrill. Jessica Christina Ruscio. Eliza Watson. Walid Hassan. Rogan Christopher Bays. Tala Jaffrey. Keelan Michael Milinkovic. Vimbainashe Chitsunge. Ariana Dimitras. Ellie Mavromatis. Joshua Parsons. Michael Anthony Sandona. Christy Kufus. Yasamin Abdul Sabah Habib Kanani. Merharwet Gebreg Zaber. Vanessa Hele Jimenez Marcelo. McKinley Croft. Ashley Ann McCurdo. Paxton Hewitt. Seamus Mackin Walsh. Caitlin Lucy Bigat. Cindy Pham. Ian Craig Richardson. Naya Webb. Elise Margaret Murray. Kayla Victoria Murray.
Deputy Chancellor, sadly, Lydia Cheptu-Charunya passed away before she could receive her graduate certificate in business. Lydia's shining light will be missed by family, friends, students, many of whom are in attendance here today. So I invite her mother, Jane Charunya, to come forward to accept the posthumous award.
In the name of the Council and by my authority as Deputy Chancellor, I confirm Lydia Cheptu-Charunya's admission to the award for which she has qualified. On behalf of the University, I express my sincere condolences.
We will be continuing with the presentation of awards shortly. I would now like to introduce our musical item for today. It is my pleasure to introduce Sandon Groves. Sandon is currently studying his honours in psychology here at UW. He is a local musician who has been performing at weddings, venues and events for the last 5 years. Please join me in welcoming Sandon, who is going to perform Stand By Me.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see, no, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, won't you stand by me? Just as long as you stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, and the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry. No, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, won't you stand by me? Just as long as you stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, won't you stand by me? Yeah. Just as long as you stand by me. Oh, just as long as you stand by me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sandon. That was beautiful. We will now present the Postgraduate Awards for the Faculty of Business and Law.
Caitlin Alexandra Novak. Shanaz. Nareen Ockwell. Penelope Jane English. Sophie Claire McRae. Carolyn Louise Grime. Jaini Doshi. Isaac John. Shushmita Karnati. Chun Wei Lim. Andrew Robert Mikielen. Pauline Salazar Reviliosa. Ntombiotando Siziba. Naga Sai Shri Chandana Vazabaktula. Sailakshmi Sanal. Vaibhav Venkatrajan. Ahmed Ibrahim Othman Muhammad Ali. Errol Shed. Lachlan Marshall Bate. Benjamin J. Bowden. Aisling Kamen. Leonie Ann Clement. Mila Fedinskaya. Thomas John Fenualele. Mitch Gaskin. Bobby Manevsky. Sharif Mohammed. Alexandra Eden Moyman. Pajkovic. Kavnish Kushal Panse. Ashley Laura Smith. Pranavan Sotiraja. Tertsega Ikumenga Toranyin. Renee Marcus Vesio. Alexander Kim Penoni Vran. Ivan Yin. Shruti Juneja. May Pietzen Ong. Muhammad Abdullah. Amal Biju. Mustafa Chowdhury. Bilal Haider. Darini Jain. Ployanong Jiraru Tairoch. Arati Khadka. Chi Chun Lin. Rao Chin Lin. Sophia Elizabeth McClymont. Gokul Raj Ramraj Suguma. Massa Rashtizadeh. Abdullah Shahid. Ranjot Singh. Dipanshi Yadav. Hong Young Yan. Carla Angelica Fernandez Achacoso. Rolinka Angelina. Autumn Zhuang. Muhammad Naeem Ferdous. Han Xiong Ho. No Smiling John. Rajat Juneja. Hugh Ming Lam. Giza Cornites Montalban. Kalzi Karima Nazat. Min Tu Nguyen. Rincy Paul. Vidya Subramaniam. Lin Ni Vo. Fariha Islam. Cecilia Claire Leanne Senda. A Nien So. Lan Vi Tong. Faraz Zaidi. Yada Perk Prapan. Rebecca Jane Burt. Pavani Digvijayasin Challa. Susana Tafao. Charuta Anil Wakanka. Gayatri Mayuran. Kalinda Vienne McEachran. Meng Ye. Naya Murali. Farhad Ahmed. Gaurav Singh Basnal. Muhi Eddin Hisham Sharfi. Rebecca Hajimirovich. Mamoon Ali Khan. Richard Je de Leo. Yugandhara Sandeep Patil. Yu Meng Wang. Yohu Young. Philippa Helen Margaret Fredrickson. Denali Hutt. Chanapat Kitkau. Frankie Lowe. Ekta Daraman Taka. Ulan Donna Henry Fernandez. Pinky Giawali Khatri. Umay Aman Muhammad Asif Khan. Renu Maharjan. Sunny Rout. Het Shilpesh Kumar Shah. Srijana Shiwakoti. Saraswati Tamang. Sumita Tamang. Tak Yi Chung. Patricia May Salazar Lim. Min Jang Nguyen. Yugesh Raj Sadasivan Subhashini. Thung Tao Tai. Titwi Van Pham. Sumire Uemura. Wai Shan Yuen. Ojas Sunil Acharika. Muhammad Bilal Baig. Kevan Ranesh Dasanayaka. Anuj Jayant Digshit. Daryl D'Souza. Syed Nafiz Fayez. Megha Kapoor. Adija. Sharika Chanamal Rajapanapati. Arvind Kumar Sharma. Gaurav Vivek Wakankar. Armin Agabageri. Raluca Joanna Padurayan Sinka. Grace Elizabeth Marie Parker. Adele Sherkawi. Celine Arulo Lim. Sushant Marori Sunil. Imane Naslaye. Ajil Nassar. Liang Liang Xiong. Caris Dominique Maglaqui Cuenco. Vineet Punj. Vatsal Udaykumar Thakra. Afraz Arshad. Angel Sudeep Mukherjee. Matthew Joseph. Rachel Hannah Detabali Hilario. Anju Abraham. Ti Bao Chao Zung. Xuen Li. Thompson Koyipuram. Sharada Nayer Charamangalam Kondak. Thung Tao Le. Debupam Talukdar. Faiza Tamasepi Irad Musa. Ying Yi Chin. Tan Nya Dao. Nomen Edene Bilek Saihan. Ashita Berari. Sanja Purakatu Sudhir. Suhani Khadka. Sharon Sundarapandian. Chung Yen Natalia Young. Arpit Aurora. Neha Varghese. Abhishek Suresh. Ting Xie. Tian Hung Lai. Lawrence Patabendich Chanel Kavinda Silva. Celine Ziwei Guo. Nishmita Shaju. Gauri Tejas Suresh. Honey Aurora. Pratima Kancharakuntla. Shilpa Susan Satish. Kartik Agarwal. Yash Verma. Kalinda Jane Roderick. Hamish Yogesh Vyas. Harihala Sudhan Anandan. Samir Ravindra Chauvan. Suhas Suresh. Christina Rose Phillip.
Deputy Chancellor, I present to you from the Faculty of Business and Law for the Bachelor of Business with Distinction, Aditya Rajesh. Deputy Chancellor, I present to you from the Faculty of Business and Law for the Bachelor of Commerce, Noor Rafed Shannon. Deputy Chancellor, I present to you from the Faculty of Business and Law for the Bachelor of Commerce with Distinction, Bilal Akbar. Deputy Chancellor, I present to you from the Faculty of Business and Law for the Master of Business Analytics with Distinction, Mohammed Farouk Saeed Khan. Deputy Chancellor, I present to you from the Faculty of Business and Law for the Master of Management, Saeed Mohammed Farouk Ahmed Bilgrani. Deputy Chancellor, I present to you from the Faculty of Business and Law for the Master of Supply Chain Management with distinction, Nilishi Pereira. Deputy Chancellor, I present to you from the Faculty of Business and Law for the Master of Human Resource Management and Master of Business Analytics with distinction, Senzuren Legschit. Deputy Chancellor, I present to you from the Faculty of Business and Law for the Master of Marketing with distinction and Master of Business Analytics with distinction, Thi Hong Huang Ha. It is now with great pleasure that I announce our doctoral award recipients today. Will the graduates who are to be presented with doctoral awards from the Faculty of Business and Law please stand if you are able. Deputy Chancellor, I present to you the doctoral graduates from the Faculty of Business and Law who, by reason of their thesis and other work at the university, have met the requirements for admission to doctoral degrees.
In the name of the Council and by my authority as Deputy Chancellor, I confirm your admission to the doctoral degrees for which you have qualified.
Deputy Chancellor, I present to you for their doctoral degrees for their study of how marine biological diversity is governed in the areas beyond national jurisdiction of the marine Antarctic, Dr. Constance Marie Godchell Johnson. For their study of consumer engagement, empowerment, and well-being in online mental health communities, Dr. Kendall Jane Dent. For their study into unpacking universal health coverage's impact on subjective well-being, inequality, and fertility, advocating for robust healthcare programs, Dr. Ryan Joseph Roy Dizon. For their exploration into the effects of monetary policy shocks, China's policy uncertainty shocks, and US technology shocks on emerging market economies, Dr. Muhammadu Thisim Mustafa. For their examination into how people perceive and categorize leadership, exploring their mental representations and associated qualities, Dr. Safura Pizzi. For their examination of directors' duties to prevent insolvent training during companies' financial difficulties in Saudi Arabia and Australia, Dr. Huda Abdullah Al-Qasimi. For their study into romantic narratives of rebellion embedded within Irish law and the emergence of an Irish legality, Dr. Johanna Caitlin Lingard.
I would now like to introduce the Interim Vice-Chancellor and President, one of the university's highest officials, Professor John Dewar, to present our honorary award recipient to the Deputy Chancellor.
Thank you, Senior Professor McLaughlin. I'd now like to present the candidate for the degree of Doctor of Letters honoris causa. Will the Honourable Julia Gillard please come forward and stand next to the Deputy Chancellor? Deputy Chancellor, it is my great pleasure to present the Honourable Julia Gillard, a committed advocate for gender equality, education and social inclusion. Julia Gillard exemplifies the values and principles that the university holds dear. As the 27th Prime Minister of Australia and the first and only woman to hold this role, Julia made significant strides that continue to shape the nation's future. Her accomplishments, both in office and beyond, reflect a career marked by leadership, resilience, and a steadfast commitment to building a fairer and more equitable society. Julia's ongoing work ensures that her influence continues to resonate on national and global stages. As Prime Minister from 2010 to 2013, and previously as Deputy Prime Minister, Julia helped steer Australia through the global financial crisis. Her leadership was marked by resilience and pragmatism, particularly as she worked with the minority government to pass over 570 pieces of legislation. And these bills led to groundbreaking changes in education, in disability, and in telecommunications, and set the groundwork for Australia's future growth and development. Julia's government brought about transformative advancements in the Australian higher education system, ensuring greater access and equality and opportunities for students at every level, from early childhood all the way through to university. Additionally, her administration introduced the National Disability Insurance Scheme and established an emissions trading scheme. Other key achievements included the Royal Commission into Institutional Responses to Child Sexual Abuse, expanding paid parental leave, and building the National Broadband Network. Julia's approach to leadership was not just about managing through crises or economic challenges, it was about building a better, more inclusive society for all Australians. On the global stage, Julia strengthened Australia's foreign relations, particularly in Asia. She deepened ties with key countries such as China, India, Japan, Indonesia, and South Korea. And she consolidated Australia's alliance with the United States. But perhaps her most iconic legacy is her relentless dedication to gender equality. Throughout her time at the top, Julia endured sexism, misogyny, and relentless personal attacks with a combination of grace, grit, and, let's be honest, some legendary comebacks. Who could forget her blistering parliamentary takedown that not only put her critics in their place, but sent shockwaves across the world? Julia didn't just challenge Australia's blokey leadership culture, she dismantled it, advocating fiercely for women's rights and unapologetically pushing back against outdated gender norms. Yet her work didn't leave when she left office. Since stepping down from politics, Julia has continued to make an extraordinary impact on education, equity, and mental health. In 2014, she joined the board of Beyond Blue, one of Australia's foremost mental health organisations. In 2017, she became its chair, a role she held until last year. During her tenure there, Julia led the organisation through a period of significant growth and innovation, particularly in response to the mental health challenges created by the COVID-19 pandemic. Education has always been a central focus of Julia's work. As chair of the Partnership for Global Education from 2014 to 2021, she championed the cause of ensuring quality education for children in some of the world's poorest countries. Under her leadership, the Partnership worked to make education accessible to millions of vulnerable children, particularly girls, while addressing the disruptions and challenges caused by conflict and instability. Her advocacy for the empowerment of women through education has been nothing short of transformative, and it reflects a core value she shares with this university, that education is a fundamental right open to everyone, regardless of their background or circumstances. Other roles Julia has held in her efforts to improve education include serving on the International Commission on Financing for Global Education, now the Education Commission, which aims to improve resource allocation for schooling. In 2013, she became a Distinguished Fellow at the Brookings Institution's Centre for Universal Education, focusing on quality education in developing nations. Additionally, Julia is patron of Western Chances, supporting young people in Melbourne's West with scholarships and other opportunities. She's also a patron of CAMFED, which empowers girls and young women through education and leadership. She also led the Royal Commission into Early Childhood Education and Care in South Australia, which reported in August 2023. Julia's commitment to gender equality has been evident throughout her career. As the founder and inaugural chair of the Global Institute for Women's Leadership at King's College London and chair of its sister institute at the Australian National University, she has led groundbreaking work to address the underrepresentation of women in leadership roles. Through research, advocacy, and practical initiatives, the Institute is working to reshape perceptions of women in leadership, challenge gender biases, and dismantle the systemic barriers that prevent women from achieving their full potential. Julia's advocacy for women in leadership and quality education extends beyond the academic and policy spheres. In her co-authored book, Women and Leadership, Real Lives, Real Lessons, Julia explores the unique challenges women face when ascending to positions of power. The book includes interviews with influential female leaders such as Jacinda Ardern, Hillary Clinton, and Christine Lagarde. Julia's contribution to this work is both sobering and inspiring, offering valuable lessons on perseverance and solidarity in the face of adversity. She's also written a memoir based on her experience as Prime Minister, while her third book, Not Now, Not Ever, 10 years on from the misogyny speech, was released in 2022. In April 2021, Julia took on the role of Chair of Wellcome, a global charitable foundation dedicated to supporting science and research to solve urgent health challenges. As Chair, she is guiding Wellcome's mission to address global issues, including mental health, infectious diseases, and the impact of climate change on health. Her leadership at Wellcome, combined with her previous roles, demonstrates her unwavering commitment to improving lives on a global scale. Through her remarkable career in politics, advocacy, and governance, Julia has embodied leadership in its most powerful form, leadership that drives meaningful change and that changes lives. Her dedication to advancing gender equality, mental health, and education has had a profound and lasting impact, not only in Australia, but around the world. Deputy Chancellor, today we honour Julia Gillard for her remarkable achievements and unwavering commitment to gender equality, education, and social inclusion. Throughout her distinguished career, she has been a trailblazing leader and an agent of transformative change, consistently driven by a profound dedication to improving lives and advancing a fairer and more just society. Deputy Chancellor, it's with great privilege that I present the Honourable Julia Gillard to be admitted as a Doctor of Letters honoris causa.
In the name of the Council and by my authority as Deputy Chancellor, I admit you to the doctoral degree of Doctor of Letters honoris causa of the University of Wollongong. Congratulations.
It now gives me great pleasure to introduce the Honourable Julia Gillard to give the occasional address today. Please join me in welcoming the Honourable Julia Gillard.
Thank you very much to each of you and all of you for this very great honour today. Thank you, Professor John Dewar, for that very kind and fulsome explanation of my life's journey. I would also like to say it was a privilege to participate in the smoking ceremony and to hear the welcome to country. I acknowledge the peoples of the Five Island Dreaming, their elders past, present and emerging, and I extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people present today. I would also like to acknowledge all of the distinguished members of this university who are here with me on the stage. It has been terrific to be with you and to watch everyone come up and have their moment here. I'd also like to acknowledge the University of Wollongong alumni here, but in particular two of my very special friends, the Honourable Paul Scully, Minister for Planning and Public Spaces, and the Member for Wollongong, Alison Burns. Paul Scully, the Member for Wollongong, and Alison Burns, the Member for Cunningham. Al is going to get me back later for getting that wrong. Al and I worked together a lot when I was in federal politics, and it's fantastic that she's here. I'd also like to thank the Deputy Chancellor, Nevis Murray, for presenting me with the Honorary Doctorate of Letters, and my thanks also go to the University Council for making it possible. I am truly honoured to be here today and to have this award conferred on me. But of course, I'm just one person here, and the real congratulations go to all of the students who are here for their very special graduation. I clearly remember to this day the overwhelming joy and sense of achievement I felt after finalising my last 3.5-hour law exam. Yes, I did have a cramped hand, but I did feel very joyful that I'd reached the end of my university career, and I knew that the awarding of my degrees was in front of me. I'm sure each of you here today is feeling that moment of joy, but you also see this as an opportunity to thank your support networks, your family, your friends, your teachers, the people who have applauded so loudly for you, for the important role they have played in your success. I'm sure their encouragement has made all the difference, particularly in the times that it felt most difficult. And of course, I always am delighted to be here in Wollongong, a city I've had the privilege of visiting many, many times. A city with a long and proud industrial past built on steel and mining. A city that in more recent years has had to reinvent itself, pivoting away from traditional manufacturing and towards industries to help the city thrive for generations to come. Now called the City of Innovation, Wollongong has a growing population and is attracting major investment in areas like renewable energy, defence and startups. It's a great Australian story of transformation and resilience, a story of being prepared to embrace change. And education is at the heart of this story. Learning new skills, conducting pioneering research to build a new future. I've always believed education was the key to unlocking success for individuals, families, communities, our nation, our world. From a very young age, my parents instilled in me an appreciation of the value of education. I had the privilege of attending good public schools, which set me up for university and put me on the path to law and eventually serving in our nation's parliament. Education was the foundation upon which I built the kind of life I wanted to lead, the kind of life where I could make a real difference to the lives of others and a meaningful contribution to society more broadly. As Minister for Education and then Prime Minister, I focused on how I could increase access to quality education for everyone by reforming Australia's education system at all levels. Since leaving Federal Parliament, I have continued to see the transformative power of education in action. In my role as patron of CAMFED, the Campaign for Female Education, and formerly as chair of the Global Partnership for Education, I have witnessed with my own eyes how the lives of children, especially the most disadvantaged girls and young women, can drastically change course when they are given the opportunity to go to school and higher education. Opportunities that have the ability to not just transform one life, but the potential to change entire communities. For me, it's reinforced the need for robust education institutions like this great university to continue adapting to our rapidly evolving education needs in this incredible world of change. Graduates, your efforts to expand your education and the decisions you will make informed by that new knowledge will hold you in good stead in this increasingly complex world. The simple problems have all been solved. The in trays of those trying to make a real difference are filled with increasingly difficult problems. Problems that require creativity, intellectual labour, and a more multidisciplinary approach than we've ever had to rely on in the past. And it is the highest echelons of educated, lifelong learners who will help us to solve these pressing issues. Artificial intelligence will be one of the biggest disruptors of the modern world, changing the way we live, work, interact, and how we learn. To be embarking on your careers at a time of such dramatic transformation will require more resilience and innovation than for many who've come before you. But there is one thing that remains the same: the value of education. As the world presents new challenges, upskilling will be the key. So today, I encourage you to celebrate this achievement, but also commit yourselves to being lifelong learners. Be open to change, be open to new possibilities as you navigate your way through your career. Nurture a strong sense of self and develop your sense of purpose. Yes, there will be obstacles, there will be setbacks, but if you are clear about what it is that is driving you forward, what you want your life to be about, they can be overcome. Graduates and distinguished members of the University of Wollongong community, it has been an honour to share in this ceremony with you and accept this honorary Doctorate of Letters. Again, my heartfelt congratulations to you, to the students, and now university graduates. I encourage you to leave here today with a sense of pride in your achievements, a strong belief in your future, an enduring dedication to learning, and the will to develop a sense of purpose that shapes your path forward. I thank you so much.
Thank you to our esteemed Honorary Award recipient, Julia Gillard, for sharing her wisdom and for being a beacon of inspiration. I would now like to call upon Paxton Hewitt to give the vote of thanks. Paxton Hewitt graduates with a double degree, Bachelor of Politics, Philosophy and Economics, and a Bachelor of Laws. Paxton received a Student Leadership Scholarship in her first year and was involved in the Law Society for 4 years, serving as the Vice President of Mooting Competitions, and received an award for excellence in student leadership in law. Paxton was also a member of the UOW Cheer and Dance Executive for 3 years, during which she achieved 3 national titles and 4 state titles, along with significant success at the local level. Please welcome Paxton.
Deputy Chancellor, members of the University, distinguished guests, fellow graduates, family and friends. It is a privilege and honour to stand here today and share a vote of thanks on behalf of the graduates of 2024. I would like to thank our guest speaker, the Honourable Julia Gillard, for sharing with us today the message of the value of education. I know that my fellow graduates and I will take this with us and remember as we embark on our next steps in life. To the graduates of 2024, congratulations. Together, we have endured and survived this long journey of dedication, determination, Panizzi coffee, and those group projects that we all loved so much. Each graduate has taken a different journey to lead them to sit here in that seat today. Whether you moved away from family, moved from overseas, grew up in the area, were first in your family, or you are pursuing the career of many family members before you. Whether you're a high achiever or someone who lived by the philosophy that P's get degrees. Each of you deserve to be in your seat, and you should be very, very proud of yourselves for getting here. But the truth is that most of us would not have been here if not for the people on the other side of the room today. To the lecturers, professors, tutors, and all staff of UOW, thank you. We would not be here if it were not for your encouragement, support, late hours marking, early hours preparing, and the overall experience that the University of Wollongong offers its students. To our parents, our friends, our family members, and our partners, thank you. Thank you for supporting us through the highs and the lows that we have endured, through the celebratory phone calls after getting that mark that we had been chasing, and through the phone calls when the tears are flowing and the word count is just not reachable at 1 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. Thank you for coming on this journey with us. Graduates, please stand and join me in thanking our family and friends for supporting us in this incredible journey with a round of applause. What happens from here is up to each of us. Some of us may not pursue a career in law or business, and some of us may go on to be the top of our field. But what matters is that every person here is incredible. Every person here is powerful. And every person here chose to take a risk and dedicate 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 years to something that they believed would better themselves and their contribution to the world. Over the next few months, take time to reflect on your achievements and the people that you met in your time at UOW. I challenge you to look back on every high and every low as a lesson that made you who you are right now. Finally, I thank you from myself. Thank you, graduates of 2024. Thank you for being the light throughout the tunnel. I wish you all the best and I look forward to heart reacting to each other's achievements on LinkedIn for the rest of our lives.
Thank you, Paxton, for that wonderful speech. Graduates, families, friends and colleagues, we are coming close to the end of our ceremony today. We now wish to share with you our graduation video. We hope this video will encourage you all to reflect on the infinite moments that have led you to where you are sitting today.
Everything we've done has led towards today. But graduation seems singular. After all, it's one day, one degree, one end and one beginning. Think about it this way, though. If we divide today by 4 years,
Or 5 years.
Or 3 years.
Or 8 years.
the equation becomes clearer. Because today isn't just an event or a graduation or a moment of change. It's what we've created through 24 subjects.
11 all-nighters.
357 books read.
54 5,000-word essays.
40 monologues critiqued.
154 films watched.
And 4 films made. Let's be real, though. Our experience is way bigger than just the classroom. You've got to factor in
665 hypotheses.
6 heated dramas.
2 semesters abroad. 5 new cultures experienced.
12 concerts attended.
843 waves ridden.
169 hours lounging around.
17 dance parties.
2 major heartbreaks.
And more lifelong friendships than we can count.
When we take those experiences, the long days, late nights and early mornings into the equation, we realise that graduation at the University of Wollongong isn't just some singular thing.
That it's a transition from finding our purpose
to changing our world with the purpose we found.
That our passport to the future has been stamped.
With the mark of a globally respected education.
And most importantly, we realise the moments that led up to this are
a tapestry,
a symphony,
an equation,
a 65,000-year-old history.
We realise that though today is a single moment, graduation is much bigger than any one day. Because, like an algorithm made up of bits of code,
Or a building built from many bricks.
Or a community built from many different people, today is the result of our
experiments,
experiences,
tests,
trials,
and victories.
So that's what we celebrate today. Not the cap, not the gown, but the infinite number of moments we shared at the University of Wollongong.
You'll have to excuse me while I get my notes. Before we close, can I please ask our graduates to remain seated while the rest of the audience stands, if you're able. Please join me in congratulating our graduates by giving them a warm round of applause. Thank you. You may all be seated. I'd like to warmly thank the students and staff who volunteered their time today to assist with the celebration. We feel incredibly proud to celebrate our graduates here today. We would like to invite you all to join us outside for some light refreshments and to congratulate our graduates. Our mace bearer will lead the academic procession, followed by the graduates and then our VIPs. Guests, please be patient and remain in your seats as the usher will give you instructions, because we will be exiting the venue row by row. Please take your direction from the ushers as you will be exiting in an orderly fashion. Congratulations once again to our graduates. I now declare this ceremony closed. Thank you.
To me,